What are your top trends that you see on the horizon for the fintech industry?
The big trends that is going to really take hold is kind of across a lot of different areas, is what I think of as sort of the disruption of the value chain. And here's what I mean by that. For all the stuff we've had in fintech for the past 10 years, the process of payroll still has remained almost unchanged. We have an employer who puts money get to a payroll processor who figures out where to send that money and which bank account to send it to. But the needs of consumers are really different. Think about it, Vlad. Why does a company have to pay another company who puts the money in another company's account for me to get my money and then send it to a bunch of other companies to pay my bills? Okay, this is the value chain, right? Employer, payroll processor, the bank, the consumer, to billers. Why not cut out a few of those processes and somebody pay my bills for me?
Right.
I pay it every month. It's the same thing. And by the way, have an AI-based tool to actually review my bill to determine, is it the same as it was last month? If it's different, does it look right? Were there charges that were added to this that might not be right, that might flag something for me, and then say, hey, Ron, we didn't pay your cable bill automatically because we detected some anomalies. Please review this. So this is, now think of it, you're a small business. You're collecting money through all these different payment mechanisms, invoicing consumers. Again, it's cutting out a lot of the pieces of the value chain. And I think, this is why I say, the infrastructure piece is one component of this. This is not infrastructure per se, but this is cutting out and automating pieces of this value chain in a lot of different areas that hasn't been addressed yet, because so much of the focus has been simply on user interface and experience. To me, that's the big trend, and it cuts across so many different areas. I can't even begin to think of it. Payroll being one, small businesses being another. Even think of, I'm sure there's ways you think about, this notion of embedded finance with you're buying something, you're buying a car. Why are you buying just the car? Why aren't you buying insurance at the same time that you're buying the car, or you're buying a home? There's so many other things that need to be done at the point of buying a home. That why isn't Zillow just doing it all? And I'm sure that they're thinking about this because this is their business. This is where I think the trend for the next 10 years is that the reinvention of the value chain in so many different areas. And then the other thing that I would point to, and as a longer term trend too, is I would not dismiss cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and I would not put Bitcoin as just simply a speculative asset. But there's just so much that can happen there. I can't even begin to think of the potentials of how that will evolve. But as blockchain becomes more not widely accepted, that's really not the way to think about it. But as the use cases for blockchain become more mature, and they already got, like, J.P. Morgan Chase 2 years ago announced JPM coin. Why? Because they want consumers to use it? No, it's a way for them to enable cross-border currency movement. So a lot of this non-sexy stuff that is where a lot of this fintech stuff is going to happen.